Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I'm certainly not. This has all the hallmarks of that video that came out in 2015. It's not in the same ballpark, but it's very serious, but not as serious as that. I'm sure you remember the two Scandinavian women, young Western women, who were wandering around Tunisia for some reason. Thanks to the liberal mainstream media machine, they were under the impression they'd be safe wandering around Tunisia. They were captured, a large group of men assaulted both of them repeatedly, and then they were decapitated on film. I watched the video, not because I enjoy that type of thing, I don't, but I didn't even believe it. I didn't believe it. When someone said it had happened, despite being red-pilled and being plugged in to everything that's happening, and I've been plugged in for years, I didn't believe that. I didn't believe it was that bad, but it was. So this is Belgium. This is an elderly woman sitting on a bus. Now, if you live in a diversity is our strength area, you will know that when refugees, etc., they go on buses, on public transport, they're very loud. They want you to know that they're loud, and it's that dynamic where they're being loud, you know they're being loud, but they know you know, so they play on it. And she, an elderly woman, she's lived in in Belgium. She's a Belgian woman. She lived in her same town her whole life. She must have said something, and they snapped. What they do to this woman is horrendous. It's her forehead is hanging off. We will show the video up until the gore moment. She, as far as I'm aware, is alive, but you know, it's YouTube. This video will be demonetized. I'm not even going to monetize it because it's not for that. Yeah, I'm not doing it to get ads. I want you to see the type of thing we're putting up with from people who claim that they're fleeing violence. Yet violence is always the first thing they turn to for everything. Literally anything will set them off, and it will just be a full-blooded, literally, excuse the pun, assault. So we'll check this video out now. I will leave a link in the description for you to see the full thing. We'll get into it now. If you haven't yet though, if you find this video, well, it's not entertaining, I suppose it'll be informative in some way, enlightening, eye-opening. If you find the video eye-opening, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. I'm thinking about setting up backup on BitChute and Rumble because things aren't looking so good on YouTube, but we'll see how that goes in time. Anyway, I'll also have a membership scheme you can join. 8 amazing members. Feel free to join them if you so choose. Let's go. Okay, the video's not too long. I don't think my own video will be that long, but I want you to see, like, it's a never-ending stream of insults and just taking us for complete fools. And it's just every day. And people are fed up with it.
Hey!
Stop! Whoa! Stop!
So you can hear there's a gang of them antagonizing her. The guy who pushes her off is Moroccan, so it's a group of Moroccans. You can hear in the background a child is screaming, because even like a 3-year-old can pick up when an elderly woman is being harassed by a gang of 3, 5, 7 Moroccans. See, they're all just laughing at her. They act like an invading force. You know, it's that old saying, like, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it looks like a duck, it's a bloody well duck. And you can say, oh, I'm a refugee. You know, the story they use at the gate is completely different to the story they use once they're inside the walls, yeah? There's 2 different stories, right? It's like, when they're at the gate, it's like, give me, so, you know, down on my luck, oh, fleeing violence. As soon as they're in the walls, they bring it. Maybe their country is violent because the people who live there are so. It's a radical thought, I know. But this is why people say, if you import the third world, you get the third world. Right. I think we will... So they've pushed her off of the tram onto the ground. She hit the ground face first. So I will slowly move it across. I can't show you. I'll leave the link in the description. Look yourself. So she was pushed from there. That is her face. That's her face. Her forehead is that there. And it's falling down. Now do you know why it gave me flashbacks to the... I know the Belgium's not in Scandinavia. Before you notice you get weird leftists who do... In a desperate attempt to deflect or defend the actions of these people, they will pick just a banality. And they'll say, well, you mentioned the 2 Scandinavian girls. Well, Belgium's not a Scandinavian country, so I win. That's what they do. They'll pick something stupid. This is why you get the phrase a grammar Nazi, because what they'll do if they can't beat you in an argument, they will seize upon one word in your whole 5,000-page essay, and they'll say, "Well, look, you spelt that wrong." They can't debate on the substance, so they try to destroy your character, so that their main goal is to stop other people listening to you. That's why conservative YouTubers and content creators in general get sidelined. The left's main goal is to stop other people who have an open mind from engaging with your ideas, because the left can't beat your ideas. So, and they know it. That's why they're always so angry. So, instead they just want to silence you. They don't want you knowing. They want the idea of refugees to be like a starving woman and her 19 children from Iraq or whatever. They don't want you to know it's gangs of young men. That's her forehead. So I mentioned the Scandinavian victims, those 2 girls, because it reminded me of it. Yeah? And nobody helped her. This is the town she's lived in her whole life. She's Belgian born and bred. And she's going to end her days knowing this attack, if she survives it, I'm not sure, I should imagine she will, but you never know. She's an old woman. It's a serious wound, but it is a flesh wound, but it's a very big one. It literally goes all across her head and face like that. Yeah? And all of this here is hanging open. It's an elderly woman. I was in school in the 90s, and even I remember a time when all the local men would rush up to... That would have never happened. When I was very young, and my father, was my age, he wouldn't have stood for that for 1 minute. It would have been that Moroccan out there like that. My father. I haven't seen my father for years. I don't even know if he watches my channel. But Dad, if you're watching this, I forgive you for everything. I hope you forgive me. And I know that you wouldn't do this. So I wanted to show you it. Let's see if there's any safe still images we can go closer. Yeah, look, that's her forehead, look, and look, that's hanging down. Look at that. And if you do watch it, she's wailing, like really crying, like wailing quite loud. It's very distressing. It's an elderly woman. What did she do? Ask them to turn their music down. You know what they're like. You saw it yourself. They were boisterous, loud, laughing at her, trying to take over the bus. I remember a video I saw of this, a similar video in Germany, where a native-born German man was kicked. They just kicked him off of a tram. A gang of refugees claiming they need help. Ooh, help. Need help. They took over the bus and kicked the Germans out of the tram. They kicked them out of the carriage. It was I think it was a train or a subway train. They took over the carriage. That's a metaphor. That's a metaphor. They jump the barriers, don't pay for the ticket, only you have to do that. Nobody stops them, they get on the tram, and they take over it. It's a metaphor. Look, I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave the link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, if there's a next one. I mean, I don't know, but it's just, I saw this and I thought, do you know what? I've had enough. I've had enough.